Hey, this is Andrew, and in this video I want to show you Kanji Study for Android. And I've been using this application to really help me learn my kanji. If you need to write kanji, need to identify it, understand the meanings, the readings, practice with real words, it's really, really good. And it's one of the few apps that I actually do pay for. There is a free tier, but really to unlock it, you're going to have to pay for it. So here I have the application open, and right off the bat, you're going to notice that we have this streak, and then also we have this little tanuki, and we have this means to practice through guided study. Guided study is basically a very fixed track, and if you are a complete beginner to kanji, then maybe you might like this experience. I don't like this experience because I already knew enough kanji, and I felt like I had to start over in a very slow way. Also, it's a paid feature and it's very expensive. So I just don't like the experience. I don't like the cost of it. And I don't find it effective for learning. So I completely skip that. What I do is I just go and study the kanji. So in the top left corner where I clicked the hamburger menu there, you'll notice right off the bat, we have some kanji here on the left-hand side, like categories for them. And if you want, you can change the method of kanji. I didn't know this, and I was studying Japanese school grade. I made it to grade 2 until I found out that you could organize it by GLPT, because I'm trying to pass the GLPT N4. So you'll notice there's actually two. We have GLPT levels and revised. I don't know why there's two, but I just go to the revised one and we have that there, right? If we go back there for a moment, might be worth checking out here, but there's also in here Kanji Kente, which is like a Japanese exam that natives take to show their level of kanji. I might make a separate video there because the website's really interesting there. If you're doing remembering the kanji, they have that as well. Kanji in context. So you got that stuff there. But anyway, I stick with the GLBT levels revised. And, if you are studying kanji and, for the GLPT, the way it's different from like school grades, as far as I understand it, is that the JLPT will mix different levels of kanji. So if you are in elementary school, you're going to learn all the fundamental basic ones first from grade 1 to grade 6. I'm just going to go over here for a second, right? So like from grades 1 and grade 6, you'll learn a lot of foundational ones. And then in secondary, there'll be harder ones, or intermediate ones, we should say. But the JLPT takes a mix of beginner kanji, like foundational kanji, and then intermediate ones. So, if you try to go through the grade levels here, you'd have to go all the way to grade 6 and then cherry pick some to get the same thing as GLPT. So it's better if you're trying to effectively study for the GLPT to just switch over here. And I use revised as I don't know the difference between the normal and revised one. I'm just going to assume the revised one's okay. So anyway, on the left-hand side here, we obviously have some other things. You have Kana, so you can actually also practice the writing here. There's two other applications that are on for Android, which is Hiragana Pro and Katakana Pro. I paid for those; they're really inexpensive, but this is even better. This is even better than than that, because this one will actually have you write them out. So if you are still doing your Hiragana Katakana, this is probably the most effective app for that, but it's just kind of hidden away there. You have your radicals. I don't care about radicals. I just practice the kanji. I've heard that learning the radicals is useful if, it might help you identify and remember the shapes and chunk them. But I guess also, Japanese folks would learn, like natives would learn the radicals, because when they have to look things up in the dictionary, they'd look it up based on radical, right? And the number of strokes. So, but I don't do that. When I first started learning Japanese, I learned the radicals. I don't remember what they are anymore. I don't care. So let's go into a set. So here we have a beginner set, and we'll go in the beginning here. And so we have a bunch here. So I can click into one. We're not studying, we're just looking at a particular kanji. And so you can see information with it. It does have this outlier kanji dictionary. So this thing, this is another paid feature, which is overpriced, but this explains the history of the kanji. I feel like if you want to find the history of a kanji, you can just copy it, look up it on the internet. But some folks, when they're learning kanji, if they fully understand the meaning behind it, it might help them remember it. In some cases, it does. But for me, I don't want to pay $40 or whatever it is to get that additional feature. But for the first 100, it will have it, and the other ones, it won't. So we'll have different readings based on its onnomi and kunyomi readings. So we have examples there. Okay, we have reading examples. which you'd think it'd be sentences, but it's not. It just says reading examples. And then it has like recommended words. So there's a bunch of different words here. And I'm trying to see if there's other stuff here. And then we have sentences. So sentences is part of the, I don't know if it's part of the graded reading, but this can be really useful because you can see them in context. And then we have names down below here. So we have a bunch of stuff here. Okay. Now, if you look at the bottom, you can see all of them in the set here, right? So if you want to navigate between them, I think that you can swipe. Nope, you can't swipe. You just click here to go between them. But what's really useful is that you see the fourth button from the top up here, right? This is where you can start practicing to write. Now, I'm not getting graded on this right now. I'm just practicing. But on the bottom left corner, you can click on this, and then you can see the kanji, and then right over it, you can. I think there's like a download button here. I don't know why you. Oh no, it just brings this part up and down. So this bottom part here, you can actually scrub it and see what the kanji looks like. So when I'm learning something for the first time, and like let's say it's a kanji I don't know, I'll go to something harder here. Maybe like something I haven't done. Like there's no way I've done any of these. So I'll go here and let's say it's this kanji here. I'll go up to this and then I'll just scrub like this, right? I'll scrub and I'll say, okay, I see the tree. So I'll go here and do that. I'll see the count. I'll go back and see what the next part is. And I'll just keep doing that until I can get the next part memorized. It's a little bit hard because I'm on call or I'm like recording here. So I can't really give my full focus on what it is that I would do here. But the idea is that I would work through this until I can get it. Okay, I'm actually doing pretty well. I just keep second guessing myself because we're on the call here. Okay, and so I kind of got that, right? And so I would just keep doing that until I got it. The other thing that you can do here, like I can do this. I'm trying to remember what it was already. I kind of already forgot. That looks wrong. But I can press this button in the top right corner, the check mark, and it'll play it back. And then I can go, oh, okay, that's where I made my mistake, right? Info will bring you back to this one. At the top, we can see the readings. So we have Q and Hashi. And so I can click those, and I can see examples of them. If you click on them once, it'll show the furigana. If you click it again, it'll show you the definition. You can hit play, and it should be able to play it. It'll show you the level. So N2, that's an N2 word, or if it's common for C. I don't remember what 3 is for. So you have a lot of information there. In the top right corner, there's a grid. You can select if you want the grid or don't want the grid. I first turned it off, but now I actually have it on because I find it useful. There might be other options, but I'm not sure what they are. And so we can go here. And so this is one way that you can study. And so what I will do, I'm going to go to an easier mode just so I can kind of show better how I would use this. But like, let's say it's a new set. Let's pretend that I've never done this one before. I'll go in here and I will go right to here and I'll do this. I'll go, okay, I got that one. I'll go to the next one and I'll do that. Then I'll go back. I'll do this and do the next one. This is country. So we'll do that. Is that right? So if I get the size wrong, you can always just play it back like that. It's very useful. So you get that one. So you can do that as well. Okay, and you can see, and the other thing is like, notice the strut count. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I missed the bottom there. And so I'll do that until I'm confident that I have it. You don't even have to do the full set. You can also mark, where you're at with it. So I just clicked on the star in the top right corner, and there's a lot of information. I don't fiddle with this stuff, but there's a lot of information where you can say like update your rating, and so you can rate it yourself. And so if you're using the guided study, it will star that stuff. And it might also mark the stars if you're doing specific kinds of study. But when I'm writing, I notice that it doesn't always do it. But anyway, so let's go ahead and let's say we want to study this for real. So I can go and just tap on the kanji here and select it. You can also, if you untap it, you could tap and hold one in the middle. It'll select all those like that. Also, I just want to study those 4. So I click study down below, and we have a few options. We have flashcard study, multiple choice quizzes, writing challenges. So normally I will try to write the characters, and then when I kind of have them down, then I'll go into writing challenge. And in here, we have a few options. We can see a random example or character information. So I'm going to put it on character information. And then you notice we have automatic stroke detection, manual self-check. I'm on manual self-check because I find that the automatic and manual aren't very good. and it can be very frustrating. But I believe if you use those ones, they mark the stars. And so if you don't use those, then you'd have to mark your stars yourself. If you care about stars, I don't. But let's go put it on automatic and see what that looks like. So now we're on here. I can click into here, and I can get the kun, additional readings if I want to, the meaning that tells you what it actually is, and additional notes. I'm going to leave it on with meanings for now. But normally I will write the characters until I can get them down with meanings, and then I'll take off the meanings. And then I'll see if I understand it based on the on and kun. If I don't, then I'm going to go to a different mode for study. We also have some other options here. So repeat quizzes for incorrect answers. I never turn that on. I usually just manually do it and check my stuff afterwards. Pause after answering. This is useful because if you have something that shows you, let's say it's a word, not meaning, but like a word, and you're filling the gap, you might want to see the word afterwards. I never touch quiz order. I never touch stroke detection. There's show hints, but I never use that. So that literally could be off. I don't care. Repeat until perfect. Retry the same character until perfect. That probably should be on. I never noticed that feature. That should probably be on. Play audio readings. This is useful if, again, you have it on random example. Reveal answer will show like a shadow. So if you do that, it would actually show you the shadow behind it, like the tracing, but I don't always turn that on. So now that is ready, we're going to go ahead and hit play. And so we have, 1. So we can see 1. And I might read the top, say, Ichi nin hito. So we do that. Okay. And notice that it gave us a little flower. And there's different levels of flower. So I can go to the next one here. And so we have country. So I'm going to go here. Notice it's like jumping in place. See, it's telling me like what to do, which I don't like. And so we'll go here. Right. Okay. And so it makes it kind of perfect for you. Okay. And then we can go to the next one. So we have this one. Okay. We got meeting. I'm not going to do this all day here. This is the last one. Meeting is, oh yeah, this, sorry. Oop. And again, I find that really frustrating, but here you can see, I'm not sure why it's showing us it back. Maybe it didn't know what it did. So I'll just say like perfect. I'm not sure why I'm grading it myself there. And so we have it and it shows us we got an S score at the top, even though we have one wrong, but it just shows you there's different levels. And so I don't like that mode. I don't like that mode. So let's show you the other mode. So I'm just going back. And so instead of auto detection, we'll go manual stroke detection. So in this one, you can keep the form and then it's just going to determine if you did it right or wrong. So I go here, now we have Ichi, right? Whoops. Ichi. It said it was good, but I'm not sure what's showing that there. Oops. Oh, that's messing up. Oh, I got it wrong. Nichi, sorry. We'll try this again. Try this again here. Okay, so it said it was right. Go to this one. This is Kuni. So like, let's just say I make like a mess of this here, like this. Like that. Bottom. Still got it right because it's not exactly checking. It's just like, did you get the stroke counts and his things in the correct place? But the reason I don't like that one is that sometimes, like, no matter what I do, it's always wrong. And I just can't stand that. So I got in the habit, I'm just going to finish this here. Finish. I got in the habit of just doing this mode here, which is the manual self-check. And I prefer it because then you have an opportunity to review it just as soon as you finish it. So I'll go here. And so I'll just draw what I want, right? And it's a lot faster. So I don't have to be like fancy with it. And I'm just checking for the stroke count. And now I can grade it myself. I rarely ever choose good, great. It's either poor or perfect for me. So I just do that. Good enough because I got the stroke right. I do this one right. I do that one. And if you know it, you can basically just do that and speed through it. So this one here, right, like that. Okay, we have one here, right? And so literally in 2 days, like a whole weekend, I was able to like learn like 120 kanji through the system, going through that process there on that manual mode. So anyway, now that we have it, let's say we take off the meanings. Okay, so I'll take the meanings off. And let's see if we know it now. So now I'm relying on the readings at the top. If I don't know those, I might need some help. So I might click on them and kind of see them. Sometimes you go to the examples at the top. And so you can kind of look at it and you can press it here. It won't give you the full answer. Gai Goku. The only problem is that if you press the audio button, it might do it might show you at the bottom when it pops up there. So I might put my thumb over my phone just so I don't see the answer by accident. But you know, that can kind of help you figure it out. So we'll go back here, but we know this is country, right? Okay, so we do that. And once you do this enough, you basically know whether you got the stroke count right or wrong. I don't know. Sometimes it pops double up. I'm pressing something wrong when I do that. I can't remember. So we do this one here, right? I go there. That's good. So yeah, when I click, where I'm pressing afterwards depends on whether it'll make that pop up afterwards. So there's this gray area up here, right up here where I'm clicking, and it won't do that double pop up, right? So we have Nichi, Nichi, Nin, Hito, Ka, Nichi. No. This is. What's funny is like if you advance really far in your kanji, for some reason you start flubbing on easier ones, which is really crazy. But anyway, so we have this one here, and so we'll check it by clicking the little thing down below here. So now I see it, right? And if I score it, oh, I can use my mouse here, cool. If I score it with perfect, right? If I click into here, it's going to show that thing to me again. But if I click up here, it won't. So click here. Now it shows me that, which is annoying. So you got to click up here or press on there and you won't have that problem. And then we have Hito, Ichi. So we got one here, right? And so we have that. Okay. So now imagine that you're still struggling with those readings, right? You can't get them down. So what I would do is I'd go back, I go to study, and we have different modes. We have flashcard study is completely useless. It looks like this. And all you do is you just kind of like click through and you kind of look at it here. I find this mode completely useless. So what I'll do is I'll go to multiple choice questions and then we can choose we want. We have info kanji. We have meaning, readings, kanji, but we'll go over to the first one. So let's do this one. And here, it's not going to show us the meanings, but we'll go ahead and do this. And so now it shows us the readings and we click it and then we have to figure out what it's associated with, right? So here, this is this one here, right? Okay. And for this one, this is that one, right? For this one, this is that one. For this one, it is CUNY right there. Okay. So that's one thing we can do. We could also go here and do meanings, which to me is a lot more useful. And we'll go here. And so we see that. We click here and then, well, maybe not this one. I wasn't thinking of this one, but this one's more like, do you know what it is? So this is obviously country. This is day. This one is one. This one is meeting. There we go. So finish. But if we go over to here and we go to readings, that's what I wanted to show you. You go here, you have to choose the associated readings, right? So for this one, we know that it is kai and it is ao. And notice like the counts up here, because sometimes you might miss one. But this is really useful because if you start doing this, you'll start getting kind of a loose association with it. What's even better is seeing words in context, which we'll show you next. We'll go here and I got that one right. And so we have this one and we have Nichi and we have another one here. This is the counter. So that is, so we have Kan, Shin, Seki. What's the other one? This one. And we have down below here, Ka, and I believe He. There we go. I got that. Good. We have Kuni. So Kuni here. And maybe that one there. There we go. I got it. Also, like you can, it doesn't show you the words. Yeah, that's right. And then we have one. So this one has Hito. We have Ichi. Ishi, I think maybe. There we go. And so we got all those, right? But you go, okay, fine, I got those, but I don't really know any words. And actually, just before we do that, I just want to show you there's one more here called example. Actually, this is probably the one that's gonna fix that problem. So here we can choose whether we want it to be a word, a random sentence, or a graded reading exercise. Grading reading exercise is an additional feature. The idea is that they have sentences that are graded for your level. They have it for the opening, like first 100 kanji. It's okay, but I don't know if I like it because it's really expensive and I don't know if it's any good. And the examples aren't useful because they're all like on like 1, 2, 3, 4, like kanji you don't care about. So if they had more mixed examples at higher levels, or more not like literally the first 50 kanji, but ones beyond that, then I could probably judge whether I'd want to pay for that. But it's still really darn expensive. But anyway, you can say use the recommended sentences favorite or other things like that. If we go to random words, you have more controls. If you are at a JPTL level, you can say, only give me N4, N5 words, right? So now you're learning really in context. But I found that sometimes if they don't have it, they'll give you ones that aren't N4, N5, which are kind of a bummer. But you can favorite words. So if you have a book, so like I have this book here, which is the Nihongo Shinkan Master. And so this is a kanji book. And it has a lot of examples. So I can use this as a paired study. And when I see a word that goes with that kanji, I can favorite it. And so then when I go to this mode, it will then pull up that word, which is really, really useful, which I'll show you in a little bit here. But anyway, so we can choose random word or sentence. Let's just do word for now. We'll go here. And so now we can see it. And so we have hitori, and we click on this. And so that's going to be 1. And I tell it to reveal the answer. In the top right corner, you can see if it's that level, N5. But I'm telling you, sometimes it doesn't give you N5 because it doesn't have an N5 word or N4 word. So we have this, Hatsuka, so that's going to be there. Then we have this, Kai Kai Kai, which is going to be that one, right? We have this one, which is going to be Kuni. Okay, and so that's going to get you exposure. To really bring this up a level, to make it really useful, we'll go back over to here. And well, actually, before we move on, let's take a look at an example with a sentence. This is random sentence. So this is like that big amount of sentences. And I find this a little bit frustrating because sometimes the levels are beyond you. But you go here, and I already know it's country, right? But you can try to attempt to read this, and we have it there. And then it will tell you what it is here. I think you can tap these afterwards and see what all the words are. So you can use this as a means to learn in context, right? Which can be really, really useful. So that is really good. But these modes completely exist. This is a person, right? Hito. Oh, it's just one. Sorry, it's one. And then this one here, which is this one. And then that is this one here, right? But the idea is that you can learn sentences in context, and this can be really, really useful. But I think the best way would actually just to be whatever resource you're using. Again, whatever book you're using, find the words and favorite them, and then have those show up, right? Because then it's going to match these additional resources, which are going to play a lot better. We'll go back here. And so now, let's say we're ready to really see if we know our knowledge in this stuff. And so we'll go back here, and I'll just select these 4, and we'll go to study. And so I'm going to go back to writing. And then we're on self-check, but then we go here to the top, and we'll now switch to random example. So now we can do either random word, random sentence, whatever. We have N4, N5. If you have a favorite word, you have that there, right? And I'll go here. And so now we're really challenged because not only do we have to be able to read it, then we have to write it as well, right? That's the ultimate challenge. And so we go here, and I do that. I play it back, and I got it. Perfect. We go to the next one. I believe it's that one. So we go here. I got it. Perfect. We go here. Right? We go here. And see how sloppy I am? I do not care. As long as I get the stroke count right and generally right, then I have it down in my head. So I just want to show you the words. So and like how to search things up and other integrations. So you can go here to search, and you can search stuff. The only thing is they don't have a way of drawing the search. They tell you like install Gboard or the Google keyboard. But then when you install Google keyboard, they say, well, Google can track you. And so you might not want to do that. I actually installed the Google keyboard. I can't figure it out. So I have another app, and I already use this, and it's called Kanji Search. And here I can draw whatever I want. So if I'm looking for something, let's say it's like whatever this is, like I'm going here and I'm saying, oh, I want whatever, that is. Like maybe that's the character I was looking for. I can go here, hold it, copy it, and then go back over to here and then paste it in. Right? And notice there's words. We also have kanji. So we can go here to kanji. And then there's a equals plus. So I can go here and add it to my deck if I need it, or if I'm just looking it up. By the way, I didn't show you that you can make your own decks. So when I'm studying right now, I'm doing my N4, and there's words that I'm having a hard time with. So I took these words out of here. So I went to the basic here, and maybe there was some words I didn't know, so I just like selected them like this, and then I clicked that, and then I made a new set and I put them in there. So you can click make a new set, say kanji, name it, and put it in there. And you can have sets within sets, right? So you create a set and then you have your subsets. And so that's how you can kind of focus your study. But if we go back over here to the search, right, we can search words or kanji words, but here you can have words. So maybe there's a word that you know that's in your book. Like I'll just open my book here and see if I can find a word that I need to know. So let's say the word is kanji. Yeah, the word I looked up was kanji. So we say, okay, we want the word kanji here. And so I'll go here, I'll just write kanji. And so this word here is, what level is it? It is a N5 word. And so we can go here and there should be a way to favorite it. Is this favorite? Add it to your favorites, right? And so now if I was to study this word, I can click into this one here. I don't think we can launch a study from here, can we? I don't normally try to study a single word. But the point is that when we go and we look to study this, it will then prioritize that favorite word, right? So you can just start saving a bunch of words, and that's going to make things really, really useful for you there. There's also, like when you're creating sets, there's ways to import things en masse. So if I go to, let's see, custom sets here, you have a plus down here, and you can import from a text file. So if you get all your kanji lined up, so I actually got all the kanji out of this book and I have it like in a text file here. Let me see if it's still there. 1 second. Right, so here's my text file I have, and these are all the kanji from this book, right? Because I didn't know that there was levels in here. I don't even need it now, but let's say, you know, I want to study these ones. I can copy them. We will go back over to our application here. I will add a default set or create a new set. This will be, you know, my set, whatever we want to call it. Kanji, we'll hit the plus button here. We'll click into the set, and then we'll say add from clipboard, and boom, we have that set, right? So that's a very effective way to bring stuff in. There's also integrations with the what do you call it? The dictionary app. So if you go down here to this dictionary app, I always forget the name of it. It's that one. But you can go here and like, let's say you look up a word. So you look up like anything, this word here. If you go to kanji, only on this tab though, you can't do it any other place. So if you do it here and you hold the kanji here, you can say view in kanji study app. And you can click that and it'll bring you over here. Now you're technically still in the other app, just so you know, you're not actually in the kanji study app, like it's launching it through here. But this is a way that like if you want, then you're like, okay, I found the word I want, I can go add it to my deck here. And that might be a very effective way to try to get more information. Another thing is that if you have Anki Droid, like you use Anki, you can add words from Anki into your, from this app into Anki. So we'll go back here. I've never tried with kanji, but we can go here to search and we will go in here and type in, you know, anything. So we'll actually look at the word kanji, I guess, kanji, like this, kanji. Or it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter what we do here. We can go down to these words. I'm sure it'll work with this as well. And so I was hoping we had sentences. I guess we need a more common word. We'll just do, no, special's not going to help. I'm just trying to find a very common word, very common word here. We'll just go to words. Here it is. So we go into kanji here, and we should be able to add this. We have the plus on the top here. Now we'll add it to our Anki deck. You can choose what Anki deck you want that to go into, right? So that is something that's really useful. You might also be able to do sentences. I don't know. Let's see. So we click and hold, see add to Anki, right? So if you find a sentence you like, you can just add it there, right? And so, I mean, I think that gives you pretty much a good idea how this application works. And yeah, like it's very, very good, and it's going to get you a base level that's going to help you a lot, and I recommend it. But in terms of the pricing of stuff, let's go over to here and take a look here. We'll go all the way to the bottom. We'll go to the prices here. But like, I think I paid $15 to unlock all the kanji. So there's like the first 100 are free. And then after that, you got to pay 15, 20 bucks USD. But the guided study is like $40. It's just insane. The reading is like $26. The outliers is $40. It's crazy. So, I mean, for the time being, I like the app for that $15 purchase. I do think it's overpriced for what it is. But honestly, there's no other app that is this effective that allows you to write on the go and get a lot of kanji practice in. And so I recommend it for what I showed it for. I think the only thing I didn't show was the graded reading sets. So we can take a look at examples of this. And so if we get to an example we don't have, trying to find one I haven't done yet. Here, like I haven't done this one, so I can look at it. No, I think I've done that one. Let's see. I'm trying to find one that I haven't done. Click in the top left corner here. I might be able to find one. First unread. Says I've read them all. I'm trying to show what it looks like if you haven't read them. Okay, so we'll go back here. And I'll just unmark it. There we go. So if you've never read it before, you can look at it. You can move the spacing around. You can play the audio. And you can get some info here. It kind of breaks it down for you. But the idea is that you can try to figure out what it is. I don't know why you'd want to separate the words, but here we're looking and we're saying, okay, we have ichi, nichi, goto ni. So you might be like, okay, what's goto ni? I don't know. You can tap it here. I'm tapping literally on the word where it says goto ni, so one by one. So each day one by one maybe. So we can tap it again. So we now have ichi, nichi. So now we have the reading of it, ichi, goto ni. And then here it explains the whole thing. The only thing I don't like is that sometimes you have like these English expressions or Japanese expressions that then use the English expression and then you don't understand it because like it'd be better if it was literal. So there's some cases where I don't like those expressions because they don't map well. Like they help you map to the English one, but they don't help you understand the words. But this thing, I don't know. I think that ChatGPT can do this. If you have a subscription there, you could just tell it to do that all day long with it. But I don't think it's worth the money for the cost of it because I can't imagine this was manually done. So I'd rather just, use something else out there. But I think that gives you the full gambit of kanji study. There you go. Ciao, ciao.